So obviously tension really high for these riders, taking a long time to get themselves onto the start line. A very important first race for all of them. It will set the tone for the rest of the day. With the 2019 British Masters, and a few of the machines rise in the air as they leave the start, but it's Zach Grasstrack that leads into the turn, but he's quickly overtaken by Paul Hurry. Zach Grasstrack up the inside, but Paul Hurry on the outside, but it is Chris Harris has got himself into third. Tom Hurry is not far away in fourth, and Harris goes past Hurry going down this corner. So Chris Harris lifts in the middle of the turn, and Hurry's able to get back up the inside of him. A real battle emerging for these front three now as Zach Grasstrack leads them still. Hurry's trying to be around the outside. Into the sixth turn, he comes across the lead going into the next lap. So Paul Hurry just with his nose in front there. Next come back at him again. Paul Hurry will not let go on the outside line. He's trying to come back across the front of Grasstrack, and he has just about got himself in front now. This place as space becomes past him, struggling with the machine. Chris Harris, but at the front it is Paul Hurry, number 86, the 4 times British Masters champion. Harris is now going to the back. For the final time they come, and he had to work for it, but it's a win for Paul Hurry. Zach Grasstrack comes in second, Tom Perry's in third, Mark Batesby fourth. Chris Harris recovers his race to come fifth. Just about, I think, Daniel Winterton sixth. It was very close to the line between him and Martin Sturgeon and Chris Maloney. So points scored from that race will be added together with the points in the first race, and remember, of course, it's all about getting in that top 8 at the end of the day. There's 4 heats to complete, then the top 16 will go into the semi-final, and then just the top 8 will contest the British Masters title for 2019. So race number 9, delete number 88 Ben Barker. Replacing Ben Barker is number 92, Charlie Powell, who had a good second place in his first ride. Chris Harris coming to the line this time. He had a disastrous first race. Can he sort himself out first? But the way to go, Harris has looped it on the line. Looped the machine on the line. Charlie Powell leads into the turn, but I think the race is going to be stopped. Indeed, I can see the red flags are out. Chris Harris has left off the start line and just put the wheel straight in the air and fallen off the back. So the British Masters misery continues for Chris Harris. He always seems to have bad luck at this meeting. Last year he crashed out very early on. He had problems in his first ride, and now he's looped it on the start line. Pleased to see Chris is up and about. Some of you will remember several years ago in that Elite League final, Chris actually got run over by one of the other machines and then ran to the pits to get his machine and got back on. He really is a tough cookie, Chris Harris, so I'm sure that won't deter him, but a disaster because he won't score any points in this race. He's almost certainly excluded. So problems for Chris Harris, but the others, Charlie Powell made an excellent start. Of course, he's the British Masters qualifier winner, which he won back at Bristol earlier in the year. He made an excellent start then, and he had a good ride in his first one too, so Charlie Powell in amongst it this afternoon. And now they've been forced to use that Speedway outfit. You can see it looks very different. It's got fairings all round the machine. There's no rear suspension on the bike. Completely different geometry and setup to a Grasstrack bike. How quickly will Mark and Carl be able to get used to that Speedway outfit this afternoon? They still came second, remember, in that first race, so they're very much still in this competition at this stage. Tom Cosser, number 29, and Wayne Rickards coming off the outside this time. They had a disastrous start in their first one. They are desperate for points, having only scored 2 in their opening ride. Several other very quick outfits in this one. Will Austin and Steve Hargreaves, they had a great start in their first one. They led for a while. They've obviously got the gating gloves on this afternoon. Could they cause an upset once again and get themselves out in front at the early stages of this race? And it is Miles Simmons who makes a good start, and Will Austin once again makes an even number one. Will Austin leads into this turn and comes across Miles Simmons. Simmons is hard on Will Austin in this turn. They come together in the middle of the turn, but it is Miles Simmons who leads coming past us. I can see that contact between he and Will Austin has caused his sidecar cover to change. Mark Costa's moved his way up into third after an excellent pit corner, so he's getting his stuff quickly, but Rob Wilson he's got to negotiate next. Meanwhile, Miles and Robbie Simmons got themselves in front, and Mark Costa's come past Rob Wilson. So Mark Costa and Carl Blythe, they look very, very quick. They're getting filled in as they come past us. Miles Simmons runs wide into that turn, and Tom Costa's now come through into fourth. So Miles Simmons and Robbie Simmons still lead, but Mark Costa and Carl Blythe will be desperate to get past them. They've got used to this sidecar speedway machine very, very quickly. It's very jumpy there on those bumps. Last lap flag then, Miles Simmons, can he hold on? Mark Costa's got into the turn very hard and he's come past Miles Simmons. Simmons goes back around the outside of him down that back straight. But Mark Costa and Carl Blythe get themselves into the lead. A fantastic ride by Costa and Blythe. Round they come on this last turn, a terrific win by Costa and Blythe. Miles Simmons and Robbie Simmons second, Rob Wilson third, Tom Costa fourth, Will Austin fifth, and John Hiscock in sixth place. Well, what a comeback by Mark Costa and Carl Blythe. Remember, that machine has got no rear suspension. They were being bounced around all over the place coming out of this turn. Fantastic ride by Mark Costa and Carl Blythe. So we move to race number 13. And we've got no first heat winners in this one, but we have got number 25, Colin Blackburn and Carl Pugh, who had a good second place in their opening ride. To go up on this race, number 13 and number 78, Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey have made a fantastic start. They lead into the first turn. Rob Bradley and Darren Wills follow them in there in second place, and Colin Blackburn's in that third. Matthew Marola and Gareth Williams are in fourth at the moment. So Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey didn't have the best of starts to their British Masters campaign in the first one, but they've certainly made a good start in this one. They lead coming off that banking on the pit corner. So then, Rob Bradley and Darren Wills. We've really got youth versus experience here, because Rob Bradley has been riding for many, many years. And he's trying to find a gap up the inside of Kieran Hicks. Hicks is a bit wide coming into that turn. I think he's trying to cut across the corner. And Rob Bradley's trying to fill the gap with his outfit as they go into that pit corner. But at the moment, Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey have just about got enough to stay in front of Bradley and Wills as they come out of this turn. They cannot afford to make a mistake as they come out of that turn. Last lap flag is out, and it's still Kieran Hicks who leads. He's still leaving that little gap coming into this pit turn. He's just leaving a little gap. It's enough to let Rob Bradley come up the inside, but he's not got enough speed in the middle of the corner to get past him. So the checkered flag is made ready, and it looks like it's going to be a win for number 78, Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey. An excellent win in their second heat. Rob Bradley second, Colin Blackburn third, Matthew Marola fourth. Mick Stace has packed up coming to the line, unfortunately. So Jeff Measer takes fifth and Mick Stace comes sixth. So then race 16, the second heat of the third leg of the Masters Solos. Paul Hurry drops points in that last race. Can he get himself back in the lead this time as they leave the line? It's a great start by James Wright, number 69. He leads into the first turn. Paul Hurry goes in wide into that first turn to try and gather some speed to mount a challenge on James Wright, but it is quite easy. But James Wright, much better ride for him this time. He's got himself in front, but he's gone very wide, and he's nearly let Paul Hurry up the inside. He's given him a sniff, and Paul Hurry's now switched to the outside. But James Wright gets in a bit of trouble in the middle of the turn. It's close. Down the back straight. James Wright right on his exhaust pipe in that second place. Wright goes wide, and Hurry comes up the inside. James Wright loses his metal shoe as he comes past us there. So Paul Hurry in the lead, but he's drifted wide, and Wright comes back up the inside of him. James Wright's up the inside of James Wright, having that shot. And he's not going to have progress. It does look like he's slowed up a little bit because Paul Hurry's in the lead now. He takes the last lap flag. A real valiant effort by James Wright though, because he's still pressing on despite having lost that steel shoe. So into the split turn, it looks like Paul Hurry's not enough now. He's coming round the final turn. It is a win for Paul Hurry. James Wright comes home second. Third place is going to be Tony Atkin with Daniel Winterson fourth. Fifth place is Stuart Mears. Our reserve Aaron Butcher comes home in sixth. Seventh is Chris Malone and Liam Ashcroft eighth. We've had good rides so far for Paul Cooper, and Zach Vashnek is right in amongst it despite having not won a race yet. But what can Chris Harris do this time? He's had a disastrous day so far. So away we go, and it's very tight as they come past us, but it is Zach Vashnek who's just got himself in front. Paul Cooper's nipped up the inside of him in that turn. Zach Vashnek's ridden wide and he's got away. Chris Harris has got himself up in the fourth, and he's just about to overtake Martin Sturgeon for that third place as well. So, Zach Vashnek for the first time this afternoon has got himself in front. Paul Cooper though will not let up. He's going up the inside, he's struggling to get past, but he's trying to get past Zach Vashnek. And Martin Sturgeon, so misery still continues for Chris Harris as he looks like he's going to pull up in that pit corner. So at the front, Zach Vashnek, number 109, defending his title this afternoon. He'll know that all he's got to do is get himself in that top eight. They won't matter too much if he keeps winning like this. Last lap flag goes out for Zach Vashnek. There's a spoiler on this turn that we've missed. So somebody's come down and they've stopped the race as they come past us. So race number 18, the Masters sidecars, and I can see Rod Winterburn and Billy Winterburn on the circuit, and Mark Cosser and Carl Blythe have appeared, and that is Steph Blythe's outfit. Now he's the second reserve, Steph Blythe, so it looks like very charitably he's given the machine to Mark Cosser to use, and of course his brother Carl Blythe, so a bit of brotherly love has come in handy there for Mark and Carl, because that is Steph Blythe's machine. Obviously that Speedway outfit not quite up to the job, despite the fact he went from 5th to 1st in his heat. He's obviously much more comfortable on a Grasstrack machine, and he's reverted to that machine of Steph Blythe. So race number 18, of course, Rod Winterburn not passengered by Ryan Wharton, he's passengered by Billy Winterburn in this one. They're coming out of gate 4, they've had a win and a third so far. And Dan Berwick, number 68, and Josh Russell in this one as well, replacing Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. So we've got Dan Berwick and Josh Russell coming out of gate 6 in this race. Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott have been going very well this afternoon. Can they do anything about Mark Cosser on that unfamiliar machine? Takes you out and away they go. And once again, it's a fabulous start by Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. They lead going into that third. Tom Cosser comes into that second place, and Mark Cosser tucks in for that third, which relegates Rod Winterburn to 4th. So, Rod Winterburn moves Mark Cosser over as they come up this back straight. I can see a sidecar wheel disc coming into the crowd, but it's Paul Whitelam that leads. Tom Cosser's in that second. It's very tight for that third and fourth. Mark Cosser's coming up inside the Winterburn, but he's not quite got enough speed as they go into that turn. each other for that second, third and fourth, and while they've done that, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott have got away. Still Mark Costa working hard for that fourth place. He's trying to get past Rod Winterburn and Billy Winterburn. But there's just no space at the moment, and Rod and Billy are quick enough to hold Mark Costa at bay. But at the front, the last lap flag comes out for Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. Tom Costa and Wayne McCards are a little bit closer to them in the late stages. Mark Costa tries to get up the inside of Rod Winterburn into that pit corner. Nobody can make any inroads on anyone. As I say, that Rod Winterburn closes in on Tom Costa for that second place. Turns the bike hard at the inside. It looks like Winterburn might come up the inside of Costa. In fact, he does for that second place. A brilliant last corner by Rod Winterburn and Billy Winterburn to pick off Tom Costa for that third. And of course, at the moment, leading everybody on 21 points. 3 wins out of 3 is number 49, Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown. Everything's going to plan in his defence of his title right now. Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott have been very impressive this afternoon. They are in second at the moment on 19 points. And then 2 outfits tied for third at the moment, Colin Blackburn and Carl Pugh, and Rod Winterburn and Billy Winterburn. Mark Costa and Carl Blythe, after all their drama, are still lying 5th at the moment. And Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders at the moment are in 6th place. 2 outfits tied for 7th at the moment, Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey, and Rob Bradley and Darren Wills. But there really aren't many points in it, so these heats are incredibly important to all of these riders. So then in this race, of course, race 25, there's no Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. Instead, it is 68, Dan Berwick and Josh Russell. And Will Offen, of course, is passengered by Jason Farwell. And Rod Winterburn is passengered by Billy Winterburn. So a few chops and changes going on in this heat 25. Up on this race 25, and it's a fantastic start by Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey in lead into that first turn. So Kieran Hicks and Ivey lead. Rod Winterburn and Billy Winterburn have tapped into that second place. They've turned the machine hard and they come up the inside of the young Cornishman as they go past us. So Rod and Billy Winterburn take the lead as they go into that pit turn. Kieran Hicks comes into contact with Will Offen and Jason Farwell in that turn. They came together heavily in the middle of the corner. So once again, Will Offen and Jason Farwell, the drama, but they hold a very good second place at the moment. Tom Costa is fighting to try and come up the inside of Will Offen as they come past us. Again, it gets close in this pit corner. Again, Will Offen shuts the door on Tom Costa and stops him from coming through. The machine bucks as he comes out of the turn, and Tom Costa is able to gain an advantage. Going up that straight, he's not quite got past Will Offen. Will Offen's got to try and keep the machine in because Tom Costa's very fast on that inside line. I think he's forced the way through. No, Will Offen's just in front. Again, they come together in this turn, and Will Offen still holds under that second place. So a brilliant ride by Will Offen in that second place. He struggles to turn the bike on the exit. Tom Costa comes past him. Will Offen still not giving up. He's trying to come round the outside of Costa now. He turns the power on. Has he got enough? Just about. Tom Costa comes home second. Will Offen in third. A brilliant ride between those two. Rob Bradley fourth, Kieran Hicks fifth, but of course there's no doubt about the winner. An impressive ride by Rod and Billy Winterburn. So problems in race 25 and drama in race 25 right the way through the field, but we turn our attention to race 26. And we've got our defending champions in this one, Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown, coming out of gate 6. So far, so good for them. They haven't been beaten yet. So the takes go up on this race 26, and away they go. And Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders have made a fabulous start. They go down that one, lead into this turn. So Rob Wilson and Perry Saunter's lead. Miles Simmons comes underneath Gareth Winterburn. He's going to make things difficult for him. Winterburn has to go right round the outside. And Matt Fumarola's made some room up the inside. So real drama as they go to this turn. Matt Fumarola's up the inside of Gareth Winterburn. He's trying to go up the inside of Rob Wilson. They're all falling. It's over. He's falling over. Fumarola's got himself into that second place. And Winterburn's being forced wide. Very wide on that turn. And Fumarola's taking the lead. A brilliant ride by Matt Fumarola to take the lead, and Rob Wilson comes back up the inside of him. A fantastic race 26 here developing, and Rob Wilson clings onto that lead. Fumarola trying to go around the outside of him, and Winterburn in. So Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown being forced to go wide, and once again they're going very wide, but Matt Fumarola and Gareth Williams cling on as the last lap flag goes out. Winterburn back in fourth place. He's trying to get past Miles Simmons up the inside as they go around that pit corner, but there really is no room for him. So into this final bend for the final time on this fabulous race. Gareth Winterburn turns much harder this time out of the turn, but it's a win for Matt Fumarola. Rob Wilson takes second. I think Miles Simmons was third, but it was very close on the line. Wow, what a race. What a race by the sidecars, and what a surprise. Just when you thought it was all over, Matt Fumarola come flying through the pack to take the victory. Mark Baseby, I can see, has switched machines for this last ride. He's not been having the best of luck, Mark Baseby, this afternoon. He's not really been at his best. He's changed machines for this semi-final, so that'll be interesting to see if number 44, if that spare machine gives him any better fortune. Up on this second semi-final, it's a great start for number 6 Edward Kennett. He streaks past us and leads into the first turn. Tom Perry's dived up the inside of him. Charlie Powell's come up the inside as well. Kennett's gone back through the field. So a dreadful first turn from Edward Kennett. Charlie Powell's now putting him under immense pressure for that fourth place. In fact, Edward Kennett's pulled up at the back. Problems for Edward Kennett. But Tom Perry having a great ride here, getting himself in front. Paul Cooper's in that second place. This one on Charlie Powell and Martin Sturgeon, so I can see that both of them are in fourth and fifth. Charlie Powell really could do with taking that third, but I don't think he's going to catch Paul Hurry at this stage. Meanwhile, at the front, Tom Perry riding his best race in Paul Cooper's got no answer at the moment. Tom Perry's come very wide in this turn. He's trying out different lines, thinking about that final already, thinking about which is the quickest way around this circuit for that final, and in doing so he's allowed Paul Cooper to come right up the side of him. They get very close on the exit of that turn. Tom Perry's just got an engine. He's going to run wide. Is he going to come right this time? Again he runs wide. Paul Cooper is run wide himself. Very close to the line. Paul Cooper is everything he can to stay on the circuit. Paul Cooper wins. Perry in second. Paul Hurry third. Charlie Powell fourth, Martin Sturgeon fifth, Callum Walker sixth, Edward Kennett seventh, and Mark Baseby eighth place. So then the last to come to the line, Mark Costa and Carl Blythe. What a turbulent afternoon they've had. Coming up against Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown for the second time. You might remember right at the beginning of the day they met in heat number 1 of the sidecars. Mark was leading and then he blew his motor to pieces right at the finish line, allowing Gareth to come past. Now he's got that Speedway engine in. What could change? Then the pace go up and away they go, and Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown have made a marvellous start, but Mark Costa and Carl Blythe are very fast as well. Paul White and Alan Elliott are there as well. It's not for one of them, it's Colin Blackburn around the outside of course. So Mark Costa comes up the inside, he puts a lot of pressure under Gareth Winterburn, Top's coming past us, gets very close as they come past us. Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown clearly not happy with that as they come past us, but Mark Costa and Carl Blythe get themselves somehow or another. for that second place, and Colin Blackburn's in the third. Will Often riding well in that fourth place. Gareth Winterburn trying to cut the corner off and gain some ground on Mark Cosser, but very close as they come past us. Mark Cosser and Gareth Winterburn on that opening lap, and Gareth still hasn't let Mark go. He's still very close to him. Into the top corner they go then. Mark Cosser and Carl Blythe, they lead, but can Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown draw them in? They've got much closer to them this time. Colin Blackburn still holds that third comfortably, but I'm sure all eyes are on those front two because they are definitely pulled away a little bit from Gareth Winterburn. Round the bend they come for the final time in this semi-final. It's going to be Mark Cosser and Carl Blythe. They take the win. Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown come home second. Colin Blackburn and Carl Bew third. Will Otten and Jason Farwell fourth. Miles Simmons fifth. And Rob Bradley will come home in sixth. So Mark and Gareth really not happy with each other over there. Gareth coming straight over to the clerk of the course to show him what he thinks of that manoeuvre by Mark Cosser, but interestingly, I'm hearing behind me, that does tie them on points, so that could be absolutely crucial going into this final. So then, lots of connotations, lots of mathematical connotations for this second semi-final on who gets into that top six. There was an awful lot to ride for. Remember, anyone in that top six can then end the day as British Masters champion, irrespective of what's happened up till now. It looks like Kieran Hicks has made a very good start, a fantastic start for Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey. Closely followed by Paul Whiteman and Alan Elliott. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders are going round the outside, but what a start by Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey. They lead once again in this heat. Very close at the moment for that second place. I can see that Rob Wilson's trying to go round the outside of Gareth Winterburn. And Billy Winterburn. Matthew Road is in that fifth place, all the way up the inside of Rob Wilson, but at the front, Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey. They really weren't happy after that fourth leg. They were moved over quite ferociously up on that turn. They'll be much more happy being at the front this time. It's all still very close though at the front because Paul Whiteland's just found a bit of grip coming out of that turn and Gareth Winterburn's now to the back of him. Rod Winterburn comes onto the back of Paul Whiteland. They're all very close together. Rod Winterburn turns the bike sideways in the middle of the corner, which means Rob Wilson's now onto him. They're all very close to that second place. Whiteland blocks Rod Winterburn going into this turn and stops him coming up the inside. While all that's going on behind Kieran Hicks, he's going away to win this race. Whiteland comes on turn to him, he's going to go round the outside, but is he going to leave a gap for Rod Winterburn? No, he's not. He turns the bike hard in the middle of the corner. A terrific win by Kieran Hicks and Kieran Ivey. Very close on the line between Rod Winterburn and Paul Whiteland. They got very close indeed. Rob Wilson fourth, Matt Fimarota comes home fifth, and Tom Cosser will be sixth. So here we go with this leg four of the left-hand sidecars, and Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins lead into that first turn, closely followed by Tommy Penfold and very close going into that turn, but it is Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins that lead. Tommy Penfold has come round the outside. He's going to try and go round him, but he's left a huge gap up the inside for Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Into this turn they go, so Tommy Penfold and Terry Draper going round the outside. Once again, Bauman and Hopkins have got them in. Kyle Fish in that turn. So Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins having a great ride here in this first place, but Penfold is desperate to get round the outside of him. He passes him coming past us. So Penfold gets into the front. Alex Bauman tries to attack him back up the inside, but he really is quick, Tommy Penfold. Very fast. Looking for that second place, getting himself past. So the last lap flag is made ready, and Tommy Penfold and Terry Draper look very good for this one. Rob Heath looks very lively in that third place. He's trying to find a way past Alex Baumann to try and get himself into second. In that fourth place as well. For the final time for the left-hand side car. It's going to be a win for number 96, Tommy Penfold and Terry Draper. Alex Baumann and Mark Hopkins second, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish third, Jay Sullivan and Stephen Bickley fourth, fifth place to Billy and Josh Penfold, and John Morris and Dan Woodbridge come home in sixth. Turned up on this outfit for this afternoon, raced it for the very first time, and are the third place scorers going into this final. We know we can never count out Rod Winterburn. He is a 3 times Masters champion. Just 4 laps, British Masters champions. And away they go, and Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown have made a fantastic start. They keep going for the first turn. I'm looking to see where Mark Cross is. He's currently in fourth at the moment. Rod Winterburn turns the machine sideways in the corner, but Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown lead. Colin Blackburn's got himself into that second place, and Mark Cross is in third. Something comes off the machine there of Colin Blackburn. Rod Winterburn's got up the inside of Mark Crosser, but Crosser gets into that third place. So Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown settle themselves in the front now. They want to try and pull away from Colin Blackburn if they can, but Mark Crosser looks very quick in that third place. He'll be chasing down Colin Blackburn. In that second place, he comes up the inside of him. They touch in the middle of the corner. Mark Crosser lets Colin Blackburn go and then carries on again. So then, Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown, they lead this Masters final. Colin Blackburn's run wide in this turn, and he's allowed Mark Crosser up the inside of him. Crosser does take that second place. So a mistake by Colin Blackburn in this bottom corner allowed Mark Crosser to come up the inside to take that second place. But Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown, a fantastic ride by them. They made a tremendous gate. They're coming round this final corner. It's another title, a successful defence. Gareth Winterburn and Liam Brown. Mark Crosser second, Colin Blackburn third, Rod Winterburn fourth, Paul Whiteland fifth, and Kieran Hicks sixth.